Welcome in on a terrific Tuesday. I'm back, but not for long. Darian Newsom just gets this show. He's got to be fed up with me. I keep coming. I keep going. But I'm going tomorrow, and I'm going to share personal information just because I think it's important for everybody when they get past 50 to do this. I am getting a colonoscopy tomorrow, which really today's the worst day because you got to take this medicine that literally unplugs you, clears you up, drains you of all whatever. So that's the worst part of it. But then tomorrow, because you don't want colon cancer. Colonoscopies are important. You're supposed to start getting them at least every 10 years when you're 50. So I hope those of you out there, Darian, you're getting, what are you, 40?
43, yes, sir.
So you got a couple of years. You haven't had a colonoscopy yet, have you?
Not as of yet, no, sir.
Okay. Well, that's good. But you should get it.
Absolutely.
At age 50. There's no question about that.
The checkups are coming.
Yes. Well, let me just say this. You cannot be a sissy and get old. Old age is not for the faint-hearted. You got to be tough. I must confess, I missed yesterday. I just was having a euphoric little trip. I took a golf vacation, and for the first time, I brought both of my sons. I've done this trip with other guys, and one of the guys I've done it with for like 15 years. Another one didn't make it, so my sons came in, and it was really fun. We went to the Robert Trent Jones Trail in Birmingham. There's another golf course in Birmingham that literally is above downtown. It is the coolest little golf course. It's called Highland Park Golf Course. These folks have not paid me for this. I just love
it was that awesome.
I just love this little golf course. It's really cool. You got great views of downtown. It's an old course. I don't know what it was called, but Bobby Jones, the first time he ever competed in a golf tournament, he played this golf course. That's how old this golf course is. That's how cool it is. All hills. You view downtown. You're in this the Highlands area. It's called Highland Park, which is, I think, a very cool area of Birmingham. So we played that, and then we played the 3 RTJ courses. Oxmoor Valley, which has the Ridge and the Valley, and that was one of the original 5 courses. And then I think their signature of all the trail courses is Ross Bridge, which has this incredible hotel and convention center. And it's about as beautiful. I think the Ridge is awfully pretty and hard, but Ross Bridge, man, it's amazing.
All right, the question that people want to know, what'd you shoot?
Ross Bridge?
Yeah, what'd you shoot on the course?
Well, now I'm going to sound like I'm bragging, but
we need you to.
Ross Bridge, I played maybe the greatest golf I've ever played, or in that realm, especially since I've gotten older. I've never shot even par on 9 holes before. I shot even par on the front 9. And then on the back 9, I knew going into 18, I had to par the hole to break 80. And I hit my second shot left of the green, pretty close though, like 7-8 yards left, pin high. And just ran a pitching wedge on a pitch into the hole. I just wanted to get close. And it went in! So I shot 78. That was the best. I never broke 80 on the other 3 courses, but I shot in the low to mid 80s. So it was a great experience. So we have teams. It was my kids against myself and the soccer rocker, Matt O'Sullivan. And it ended up 72 holes and even draw. It was just a lot of fun. So but the RTJ courses, I just want to say this, and again, they haven't paid for it. And it used to be a heck of a deal. And you used to be able to get an RTJ card, a trail card, and then it was like half price, and it was really worth it. But now it's so expensive. But these courses, all of them, are so well done. Robert Trent Jones did an amazing job. How he had the vision when he looked at all this land to make these courses is amazing to me. It's truly a scientific art. It's gorgeous. and they manicure it. I mean, it is well maintained and the service is really good. The RTJ experience is top notch at any of the places I've ever been. I think there's 10 of them now. They're just incredible. The only tough thing now is they do have some expense to them, unless you get some sort of a deal, which I don't think is out there. But anyway, Charles Huff, in the midst of his press conference and the last time that the media will get to talk to the two coordinators, Guidry and can't think of Kevin Decker, who are, by the way, very articulate and fun to listen to or to talk with. And it's unfortunate he's in this time spot. But he is speaking now, and he killed it at the American Athletic Conference Media Days. Now, I love a guy who talks truth, and he apparently does. And I can't wait to get to know this guy, because in all honesty, I've been to 2 of his press conferences. He's wowed me every time that I've listened to him. I've never had the chance yet to have a one-on-one with him. I'm hoping that we get production meetings like we've had with all these other coaches. I don't know if that is his standard procedure, so I'm not sure where that's going. But I do know that he speaks truth. He does it in an entertaining way, and I think you got to have a lot of chutzpah to basically go to your first media days of the American and talk about how you're going to be in a power conference in a couple of years. That's the want. He knows that, but he said it at the media days, and I'm sitting there going, I wonder what Tim Pernetti thinks about that. But how can you not be impressed with what he has said and the recruiting class and everything else? I mean, Darian, this guy wows you, doesn't he?
Absolutely. 71 new players this year. Spot the ball, he'll play you. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Spot the ball.
71 new players. That's amazing. Look, and then you find out throughout all this that Memphis and USF, the 2 teams that are trying to separate themselves from the group of 6, are the only 2 teams in the group of 6 that are at full revenue share. Well, that is amazing. But I remind you, Texas last year spent over $40 million on their football team. What did they get? Not much. Kentucky spent $25 million on their basketball team last year. What did they get? So the point is, you got to have resources, but you got to use those resources well. Penny last year, his NIL money, not as good as this year, but his NIL money was up there amongst the league, maybe the best in the league. What did he get him? The worst year in 56 years. This year, I think he did a lot better with spending that money, because I think he really put a lot more thought and early effort into constructing a new roster that looks so promising. We're going to talk with Jason Munz about that in our last segment. But,
Dave, I just got a quick message for you.
Yeah.
A texter that I know is listening says, what does full rev share actually mean? I can't explain it.
21 million. 0.2 maybe 21.2 million. It's $21 million is the cap by the NCAA on what you can share revenue wise with your players, your athletes. So Memphis is at that ceiling, 21 million. All of the Power 4 schools, which have enough revenue, they can afford to share $21 million. I forget how they arrived at that, but it was a percentage of something, okay? That's it. Now, that doesn't include NIL money. That is strictly revenue share. The most that you can share is 21 mil. And Memphis and USF are the only group of 6, not just American, group of 6 schools that committed to that kind of money. Even Boise State, which I was a little surprised at, is not in any of that. So that should separate you. But again, I remind you of examples where schools had plenty of money and they didn't get anything out of it. So we shall see. I think in the case of Memphis, and with both coaches, Charles Huff, because this roster construction seems to be pretty good. You know, you got to have a quarterback, right? And as I look at this, I think their offensive line is terrific. I think their running back will be pretty good because they got 3 or 4 of those, and they got a good line.
Quarterback, what are you expecting, Stokes or Nolan?
I think it's Stokes from what everybody says. But, you know, let's see what happens in fall camp. And he may end up, because I've heard him say that a mistake he made last year at Southern Miss when they collapsed at the end, they did not finish strong. His quarterback got hurt. And he said, and I can't remember who it was, but he said to that person, I made a mistake on not getting my backup quarterback enough reps because he wasn't ready when it was his time to step up when the main guy got injured. So I would think you will see both, but at this point, I think it's Stokes who is in the lead. That's by most accounts. We'll know more as we start going to practices and getting our little glimpses of what is going on. And there's no sure thing in the American this year. I've said this before. I think there are, based on what I see, 6 teams that could win this. I think most people are picking Navy. Navy lost 3 or 4 major guys that I think they have a hard time replacing, unless these guys coming in are just unbelievable, and I don't know about it. But I can't see Blake Horvath's replacement being as good as Blake Horvath. Their linebacker tackling machine, I can't see that. The other back, the running back kind of receiver, Tex something was his name. Tex Canna, he was a great player. There's another defensive player, I think a defensive lineman that was outstanding. I think they're going to have a hard time replacing those guys. I do. But everybody seems to be picking Navy 1. I think Memphis, unproven, right? Unproven in so many areas, but in particular the quarterback. I'm pretty sure about, as I mentioned, the O-line, which means the running backs will be okay. And I think you got a couple that are pretty good. I don't know about the receivers. I think that's a little bit of a question mark. And the quarterback is. Defense, if you look at Phil Steele's, like he does 4 all-conference teams, the whole defense is in the all-conference. So I think the defense is going to be the strength of the team. And so I think they're going to be good.
I hope the defense travels well because the majority of our big games are on the road. South Florida, Boise,
every big game,
UNLV,
every big game is on the road. It's
even
amazing.
Navy. We go to Annapolis.
Navy on the road, USF on the road, Tulane on the road, Boise on the road, UNLV on the road. That's 5 teams.
Hope
games.
Hope their defense travels.
Yeah, I do too. It makes it very tough. So that schedule is question of quarterback schedule, making it so difficult with road games. So that's a question mark. Tulane, they lost their quarterback, but they've got 60 returning players, the most returning players of any team in the conference. You got to put them up. USF, which also has full revenue share, and this hotshot guy from Ohio State, Brian Hartline, coming in, you got to put him up there. I think East Carolina is going to be pretty good. I'm glad Memphis has them here because Memphis is good against ECU here, not so good in Greenville.
UCF and Tulane not on Navy schedule.
USF, you mean?
USF,
yeah.
Not on Navy schedule. So that may go into a little bit of that.
Yeah. So there's, and North Texas. If North Texas ever figures out how to win on the road, they're dangerous. And they've got the best returning quarterback. Okay,
a potential Heisman winning.
No, that's USF.
No, wait.
That's North Texas.
North Texas, yeah.
I meant Texas San Antonio. North Texas has the Heisman guy. Texas San Antonio's got the guy who is absolutely great. His father was an NFL player, McGowan. I think it's Owen McGowan. He's outstanding. So it's up for grabs. It's going to be a lot of fun. That is for sure. I got to talk a little bit about Jackson Coyven. You realize 4 or 5 weeks ago, this guy was helping Auburn win their national title. Do you realize that this guy, Jackson Coyven, if I'm saying his name correctly?
I believe so. Yep.
He has the all-time greatest collegiate scoring average in the history of the NCAA golf. His scoring average as a player in college was 68.89. He's played 3 golf tournaments at the PGA Tour level as a pro, because he turned pro right after they won the national title at Auburn. The guy was born in Chapel Hill. How did he get away from North Carolina? I don't know. But he shot 64, 68, 61, 66 in his third tournament to win. He should have won it at the John Deere in Silva, Illinois. He kind of blew that one and finished third. And the very first one he was in, I think he finished top 10. This is a
all-time stuff, right?
Unbelievable beginning to this guy. And, I hate to say it, but everybody was cheering on Scotty Scheffler, shot 63 on Sunday, to try to get back into it. And he just said, doesn't bother me. I know they're for him.
I thought he was sitting in waiting to playoff. I honestly did. I thought Colvin would come back to Scheffler, but he never did.
Nope. Got to give this guy, we always get excited about guys like Luke Clanton. Everybody was excited about Luke Clanton, who's done nothing as he became a pro. I love that kid, Charles Shipley, kind of a squatty guy, long hair, great amateur. And I think he'll still be a great pro, but, it's taken a little while for them. This guy has come on. I mean, he's something. Him and Coles, Jason, what is it? Brian Coles? I think that's it. The future of the PGA Tour is unbelievable with the amount of talent that is out there. And then, to me, this is
Ben Coles.
To me, this is an unbelievable story. What's happening at North Carolina with Lombardi, the GM, getting suspended with pay. That's funny. And now the Sports Commission is looking at other irregularities involving NIL and their practices. And Bill Belichick could be in trouble. Because if you're trying to get out of his contract, which is guaranteed 3 years, $30 million, and then it's 50 total for 5 years, you can get out of the last 2. I think they'd have to get him on NCAA and Sports Commission violations, and then they could get out of it. But wouldn't you, if you were the North Carolina steward, want to get out of it? There's a damning story by Matt Hayes in USA Today about the whole situation. It used to be Bill Belichick's embarrassment came from his girlfriend, but the embarrassment is coming from all these practices now. And, Matt Hayes points out there are 32 NFL teams. None of them were interested in his services after he was let go by the Patriots.
And North Carolina is not the 33rd NFL team, by the way.
No, that's what they called them. That's what they called last year's class.
I know that's what
33.
Yeah, no.
That is so funny. I agree with you, and it's a mess. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I suspect if they are banged with a lot of violations, wouldn't you try to use a clause in there, a morals clause, whatever it may be, ethics clause that would get you out of this guaranteed money that you got? Because I don't know. I don't know about Bill Belichick, but so far I know the 1 year and a half that he's been around has been a total embarrassment for the class of the ACC at Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
With those allegations, Petrino, TJ Reeves brought it up yesterday. Bobby Petrino is actually an assistant coach there. Speaking of, just
of guys of questionable character.
Yeah, Petrino's sitting right there.
I forgot Bobby Petrino's in that
He's an
mess?
assistant coach.
Oh, my gosh, what a mess there is there. We're sitting in the Family Leisure Studio until further notice. We've got the ultimate pool party still going on. That means you can still get pools for under $4,000. You can get the in-ground pools, state-of-the-art new technology for under $50,000. The patio furniture that's in stock, they have really priced that to move, and it's beautiful. There's still a lot of stock in there. I'm telling you, it is gorgeous. You get a free umbrella and a base if you buy a patio furniture set. That makes it easy. If you mention us, you get $200 off the price of a pool and a spa. It's so gorgeous in there. Go see Billy, go see Lindsay, tell them we sent you, because there's something in it for you when you go on over to see our friends at Family Leisure. We take a break. We're heading to Baton Rouge. We'll talk SEC Media Days and Ryan Higgins' take on that when we return in just a few.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. We've seen days, even what seems like weeks of soaking rain, damaging hail, and even flooding. So today, do one simple thing. Look up. If you see a water stain, bubbling paint, or discoloration on your ceiling, don't ignore it. What starts as a small roof leak can quickly become mold, turning a minor problem into a major expense. At Metro Builders Memphis, our professionals will inspect your roof, assess any storm damage, help mitigate further damage. We'll measure your roof from outer space and guide you through the repair or replacement process with an estimate on site with multiple options at that. Don't let them tell you your roof needs to be replaced when all it may need is some love. We'll give you an honest assessment so you can make the right decision for your home and family. At Metro Builders Memphis, call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or simply book your appointment online at metrobuildersmemphis.com.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Mid-South, we've hatched a plan for fun, so get ready, set, and drive at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. Hey, you want great MPG? We Gossett at 40 MPG highway estimate. In 2026, Jetta S just $249 a month. Jetta S $249 a month. You want it, you love it, and we Gossett in 2026 Tiguan 2.0 TS. Only $269 a month. Tiguan $269 a month at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. Plus, take a good look at 2026 Atlas SE. We Gossett now just $329 a month. $329 a month for Atlas SE. You want it? We Gossett covered at Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Covington Pike. Online, GossettVWMemphis.com. If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
36 month lease. Atlas TC 564 481. MSRP 41911. Jetta TMO 312 217. MSRP 25791. Tiguan TMO 43763. MSRP 32881. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must be financed through Volkswagen Financial Services. PF 895. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. Offer in 73126. Dealer stock only. MPG estimate provided by EPA.
Hi, I'm Ryan Saharovich, a proud partner with NST Injury Attorneys. For over 35 years, we've been fighting for Memphis families after serious accidents when insurance companies are trying to pay as little as possible. We don't back down. NST is the way to go.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
We are headed down to Baton Rouge in just a minute. Ron Higgins, the SEC historian, brought to you by Ken Garland Custom Home Builders. There's a history for sure to Ken Garland. Started by his dad, 75, 80 years ago? Long time ago. Ken took it over several years ago. Now William's in the business. We're talking third generation business. We're talking about so much knowledge in the home building and remodeling business that you wouldn't believe me. If you go to kengarland.com and see the website and see the palaces that he's built around the whole Memphis area, you'd just be amazed. And he's fun to talk to. He'll get right down to the heart of the matter. He sees little details and big picture all at once. Both of the Garlands do. It's fun. Go to the website, see what I'm talking about. If you're ready to build the dream home, or maybe you want to stay where you are, but you want modern amenities in your home, I call it renovation with innovation. All of the newest, the media rooms with the speakers on the wall, the California closets, the island in the kitchen that's got the stove right in it. They got it all. They know how to do it at Ken Garland, Custom Home Builders. Ron Higgins joins us now. Let's go back about a week and give me your take on what you liked or did not like about this year's SEC Media Days in faraway Tampa. Good morning.
Good morning. I thought it's become really homogenized. There's not much personality in it. Everybody's careful about what they say. They measure their words, except for Pete Golding, who was really, really good.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a little bit like Spurrier used to be. Just don't give a damn what he says. He's just going to say it, which is for the media, which is great. I mean, I thought it was refreshing. It was nice to see a guy like that. Lane Kiffin was what I thought he would be. Low key, boring, nothing controversial whatsoever. And
which is unlike Lane. What do you think? Somebody's gotten to him?
I'm honestly, God, that is Lane. I've seen Lane since he got here. That's Lane, honestly. I mean, that's Lane in front of people. It's Lane in front of a microphone, honestly. That's what he's just, on social media, he's different. Supposedly has been on social media since May when his son challenged him to stay off of social media. Supposedly he has. But that's Lane. Lane's a lot more. Most of Lane's controversy is self-created, and if he doesn't create it, it's not there. So I think he decided I'm not going to create any more controversy. But honestly, since he's been at LSU, that's like the way it's been. I mean, he's not a fantastic speaker. He's not smooth. He's, he's personal but not entertaining. Put it that way.
Yeah.
It is, and I think he'll stay that way, honestly. So, I mean, he's exactly what I thought he would be. People who, they kind of build a mulligan in the SEC network. We got to see what Lane Kiffin says on Friday. Whoa, on Thursday, whoa. And I'm like, no, he's not going to say anything.
Well, he did show remorse about the way it ended at Ole Miss. I mean, that was an admission I hadn't really heard before, where he said, I didn't handle that very well.
Well, I think he said that many times since then, but it just doesn't get that filter up to Memphis or Ole Miss because, their version is this guy's a terrible human being and he's a blight of college football and all that kind of stuff. So, the guy just wanted to move. He's there 6 years. He wanted to move someplace where, in his mind, he thought he'd have a better chance to win a national championship. In his mind,
I think that's right. Well, look, you look at all the coaches that have won national titles at LSU. You would think that. I mean, let's face Saban was great, but Ed Orgeron, come on.
Yeah, I know. I know. Believe me, we all know. Who was, by the way, is back at LSU up in camp, and I talked to Ed last week.
Right.
And he's full in on his job. He likes his job of just being an advisor on defensive line and basically helping with recruiting. He's very happy with that. I think. Well,
he's got $50 million in the bank. It's a pretty and a nice place where he likes to live. Come on now, that's a pretty good deal. And there's no pressure on you.
Yeah, I mean, well, Ed got a $17 million buyout, and then I think he kind of decided last year when he had to go back to. He might want to go back to work a bit because of the wife he divorced sued him for half of his payout, and she won.
Oh, wow.
So that might have prompted him to go back to work. But I can tell you, Ed misses being a football coach, and his strength has always been defensive line coaching and working with guys and getting down and working with them. And I think he's doing that now and he's enjoying it. So we'll see how it works out. Fall practice is just a week away for everybody, so we'll see what happens.
I'm kind of with you. I thought Pete Golding was the biggest surprise. I had no idea he was that good with the media.
Yeah, I mean, But he's been very little in front of the media a bunch. He's been in playoffs in front of the media, but it's not kind of really your team yet. You know what I'm saying? But he proved himself that he's worthy of being a head coach, and so it's kind of his team now. And was I surprised by the third place pick by the poll? The poll went like this: Georgia and Texas and Ole Miss, 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 teams that got over 2,000 points for votes. They got about a 400 vote difference between Ole Miss and Texas. And then you've got 4 teams within 53 points of each other. LSU, A&M 4th, LSU 5th, Alabama 6th, Oklahoma 7th. There's like a 400-point drop-off to Tennessee at 8th, Florida 9th, Missouri 10th, South Carolina, Auburn, Vandy, UK, Mississippi State, and Arkansas last. So we figured that Georgia and Texas would be it because, honestly, they have the 2 best starting quarterbacks returning. And so we figured that they'd kind of be up there. And I'm thinking people in the middle, like Ole Miss got the third best quarterback. If we don't call him third best, I really like the quarterback. I may like him better than Gunnar Stockton. But I think that's how it's always go. The top 4, A&M 4th, yeah. I really thought LSU at 5th was a little high.
I agree. I thought so too.
I thought they'd be at 7th probably behind maybe Alabama and Oklahoma. That's what I thought. Honestly, I thought they'd be 7th. I thought Oklahoma would be 5th, Alabama 6th, and LSU 7th, but they.
Alabama and Oklahoma 6, 7, and then what's happened to Tennessee? They're 8. Josh Heupel, is he on a bit of a hot seat? Do you think?
No, I don't think so. I've been in the playoffs 2 years ago, man. And I think I know this is a very transient league. Listen, Ed Orgeron got fired in 2021 after winning the national title in 2019. But that was a little bit different because he had made a bunch of bad hires. I think Josh was just, he kind of rides on his quarterback. His quarterback plays well. Usually they're pretty good. I don't know if they played that well last year. The whole Nico thing at the start of the year, and that a year ago in January, and that soap opera, and the spring soap opera, and I don't know how much effect it had carry over, but it had to. But look, he's got new quarterbacks now, so new beginning. And
well, if he's got a quarterback that can throw, and he's got 2 or 3 good receivers, Josh Heupel to me is a great offensive coach. I watched it at UCF. I saw it at the beginning with Tennessee. I think the guy can coach.
Well, so do I. I think that's why I don't think he's in trouble. I think Tennessee fans know that. They know in this league there's a very small margin of error for just about everybody on every Saturday if you don't come to play. Or if you in Tennessee last year, it wasn't a great year for them. It happens. They were 8-5. And again. Not by their standards. But again, you got to realize that they hadn't been very good for a long time before they got Heupel. They kind of got back on a roll, which was they were either below 500 or just around 500 until 2020. Then they kind of got back on track a little bit. So 11-2-22, 10-3-24. So. He's trying to find that consistency, and I think they'll probably get to it. They've got new quarterbacks come in. George McIntyre, the freshman, who's highly, highly, highly talented, and I think he'd be a hell of a football player. He's 6'6", 201, and I think if he fills out, he'll be really, really good. So they got people. I think they did okay in the portal too. So. They kind of get underrated in the portal. I think they do a pretty good job in the portal. I know LSU gets all the pub, Ole Miss gets all the pub. I think Heupel does a pretty decent job in the portal.
I'm really looking forward to this, but I don't know how it sits with Ole Miss fans, with Tennessee fans that they're picked 8th. It's not many years, but look, Alabama. is picked sixth. Who would have ever seen Alabama getting picked sixth?
Well,
So-
I'll tell people this. The College World Series baseball champion this year was below 500 in SEC play.
That's right. That's a great point.
So it kind of tells you, you can be eighth in this conference, and honest to God, still pretty damn good.
If you're eighth in this conference, you're not making the playoff, though. It's not like the College World Series where you got a bunch of teams. You've only got 12.
No, I agree. I agree with that. But I don't know if Tennessee is eighth. Again, there's so many teams right together after Georgia and Texas that it's hard to discern. Really, it really is.
Last thing, the Greg Sankey State of the Union address where he talked about breakaway, which became a big thing, which I don't think he meant to be a big thing. I don't think he phrased it exactly as correctly as he thought. I saw him on Paul Feinbaum kind of walking this thing back. And I think he was sincere about it. He was just saying, look, that's an option. I'm not for the option, but it's an option. What was your sense of it? And did the mass media make too much of his comments?
I mean, he said that's out there, but he basically said that thing's out there. We know it's out there. I don't think there's any way the SEC is going to break away from the rest of the college football stuff. Nobody wants to watch SEC teams play SEC teams all year and not go anywhere.
Right.
I mean, nobody wants that.
Right.
I mean, nobody would want to go to an SEC school. I mean, because that's part of the attraction of an SEC is, being in a program that not only develops you for NFL, but chance to play in the playoffs or whatever. And so that'll never happen. That will never ever happen. Nope. But I think he acknowledged it. He was like, "Yeah, I know it's out there," but and he says it's an option. Well, the option's way, 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 way down the line. If that's an option, honestly.
I agree with that. All right, next week we'll be actually talking practice. The U of M is going to be involved in practice. Charles Huff and the coordinators are in the middle of a press conference right now, so we're almost there. We got about 5 weeks? Something like that.
Yeah.
5 weeks.
Be here, man.
Can't wait.
It'll be LSU Clemson 6:30, nice and toasty. Believe me.
I know. Memphis at Vegas last Saturday of September, 9:00 Memphis time. It'll be hot in Vegas too.
It'll be. Yeah, it will be.
My friend, always appreciate chatting with you. We will do it again next Tuesday.
All right, Wolo. We'll see you. Take care, man.
Thank you. That's Ron Higgins, our SEC historian. Brought to you by a place he loves. He's played many times. Miramichi, the best public training grounds there are. When you go look at their driving range, when you go look at their sand trap that you can learn how to hit up, their chipping green, their putting green, all the basics can be learned right there at Miramichi. And then once you've tuned up and you're ready to go, you play one of the great courses of the area, reasonably priced, beautiful, maybe as beautiful as any course around here, with hills and a meandering stream and water coming down like a waterfall right there on number 12. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it can be hard. 7,400 yards, you can play it up like I do, under 6,000. It's just ideal. It's the true golf experience, from the clubhouse to the deck up above 9 and 18, the best view in Shelby County. And it's in Woodstock. It's not in Millington, 25 minutes away from my house in East Memphis. Go check it out. You'll thank me later. Head, as soon as you can, because it cools off, head to Miramichi. We take a quick time out. We're headed to talk college basketball, the Tigers in particular, with commercial appeal beat writer Jason Munz. He comes your way in a moment.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
A long life is wonderful, but it comes with changes as you age. So when you're ready to change your home, Town Village Audubon Park is the perfect choice. Incredible location, amazing amenities, including a pool, all-inclusive dining, and on-site medical care so you can age in place. Monthly rental with no buy-in lets you make current choices. Apartments include full kitchen, washer and dryer, bi-weekly housekeeping, and all basic utilities. Landscape courtyards make it easy to get sunshine and fresh air. Gated parking keeps you ready to go. And the Town Village Dog Park keeps your fur baby close by your side. Hi, I'm Max. My wife Jean and I moved into Town Village Audubon Park 18 months ago. It's the best decision we ever made. We have made friends here and take part in lots of social activities. It's a comfortable life. So if you're thinking of making a change, come see me and Town Village Audubon Park. I think you'll like it as much as we do. And look, new friends.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Old Dominick Distillery invites you to have a sip of Memphis. Discover downtown Memphis and raise a glass to the city's history with free distillery tours through September 7th. Locals and visitors alike can book a free tour of Old Dominick's downtown Memphis distillery, where you can learn how award-winning spirits are made from grain to glass. Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at codesdispensary.com. That's codesdispensary.com.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
I just got a text from my wife. I have to correct myself on the colonoscopy thing. I said 50. They've changed that, she says. It's 45. Darian, how close are you to 45?
2 years away.
Oh, okay,
so
2 years.
that's when I said the checkups are coming. That's kind of what I was meaning. I was told it's 45 now.
I'll remind you in 2 years. No problem. Also, one quick story before we are joined by Jason Munns, who will remember Josh Pastner. Pastner was trying to explain to people they should buy into the Las Vegas Running Rebels, the UNLV Running Rebels, before the NBA team comes. And he said, you can buy in. I need $10 to $12 million. That's for NIL and revenue share, right? 10 to 12. That's what he meant. People took it as if you could buy and own the team. He had to walk that back today. Sometimes, he coined the phrase, winning is hard. Sometimes for Josh, talking can be hard. Although he was great as a TV analyst, I shouldn't really say that. In the meantime, let's go down south. South of the border in Mississippi, pride of Mississippi. That would be Jason Munns. Hard at work. He broke the stories yesterday about the Tigers exhibition games at Mississippi State, at Arkansas. There's going to be a third exhibition game. I didn't realize you could do that too. So now you got 32 games instead of 1 plus 3 exhibition games. You're at 35 before postseason. Wow, they have really expanded the season. I kind of love that. Jason Munns, your take on all this. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Yeah, and not only that, but did you see yesterday John Rothstein reported that they're now considering allowing teams to play each other in the summer. That the NCAA is at least thinking about that. Now, I don't know that would necessarily mean that would be extra games on top of the already permissible 3 preseason exhibition games, but they're at least mulling the idea of allowing Memphis to play Arkansas, for example, in July or June.
These guys are going to make these guys work for their NIL money, huh?
Yeah. Well, and then I want to say, I don't know this for sure, so this is kind of just off the top of my head, but I think they are even considering, if they haven't done it already, relaxing the rule about overseas exhibition trips. It used to be only one
every
time
4 years, right?
Yeah, I think they're considering. Like I said, they're either considering it, I think, or they've already done away with that rule to the point where now you can do it every year if you want. So, at least they're considering it, which would be even more, competition that these teams could have in any given year. So it's like they're creating more inventory. They've expanded the NCAA tournament.
Right.
Yeah, more games the better, I guess.
Wow. That really is interesting. So how do you think the Mississippi State Arkansas stuff ended up happening? And does that mean that the third exhibition game here would be a Power 4 school?
Probably. That would be my thought, just because of the way things have gone the last the previous 2 years, before Memphis, really stuck to playing, the Lane colleges, the Lemoyne Owens, the Rhodes colleges, the local, Division II, Division III schools. And a couple of years ago that stopped when they played North Carolina and Alabama the first year, and then last year they played Auburn and Arkansas, and now this year they've already got Mississippi State and Arkansas on the docket. So, it would be surprising if it's not another Power 4 opponent for that third exhibition game. But yeah, it's going to be a home game. From what I've been told, the third exhibition game. As far as who the opponent is specifically, it remains to be seen.
And Calipari came here last year, much to his credit, and it was for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I don't know if this is a charity thing or not. The Mississippi State thing is interesting, too, because Memphis will play or could play Mississippi State in the Bahamas.
Yes. I know. So over the course of the off season, I had been hearing that Memphis was trying to get Mississippi State on the regular season schedule. And it was every time I would check in, it would be yeah, we're still trying, we're still working on it, blah, blah, blah. And then comes the field for the battle for Atlantis, and it's revealed that Memphis is in the same pod as Mississippi State. We don't yet know, how what the first round matchups are for the battle for Atlantis. So potentially Memphis, we don't know yet whether or not Memphis is going to play Mississippi State in the Bahamas, but they could, and that would mean that they would be playing them once in the preseason and then playing Mississippi State again in the regular season on a neutral floor. But yeah, every time I kind of was checking in on the schedule and how things were going with that, I kept hearing that Memphis was trying to get Mississippi State during the regular season. They wound up doing it in the Bahamas. I don't think that was what they necessarily wanted, but that's, they get that, and they get the potential of playing them in the regular season in the Bahamas, but also going to Starkville in the preseason.
We can get back to the Tiger schedule in a minute, but I got to ask you this because this practice was taking place when I couldn't get to it. Who looked good at Penny's open practice last week?
Well, first of all, we missed you.
Thank you.
We did. We got about 35, 40 minutes worth of viewing time, and like they didn't. It was a workout. Like they got up and down, and they went through some different scenarios. They put them in different situations to sort of give them some different looks and things like that. But all 15 guys were on the floor, including the Nemanja Popovic, which was at least a little surprising to me. That only in the fact that they have not officially formally announced him as a signee, by allowing us inside to the media inside practice, see them practice, and keeping him on the floor. They could have just as easily, like put him on a stationary bike or sent him to the locker room or the weight room out of view, because again, keeping him, like letting him practice when the media is there, that means that Penny's going to have to answer some questions about him and where that all stands.
I am sure that pending eligibility, you're allowed to practice with the team. Or
you are. No, you are. Yeah. They weren't breaking any rules. Like 100%. He is allowed to practice. He's enrolled in school. He's allowed to be with the team. All that stuff. Like that's not in question. But like again, they still have not formally announced his signing, and so it was just like I said, it was mildly surprising that he was on the floor. I will say, quick tangent. It seems like optimism is increasing that he will be eligible.
That's good
this season. So it like the way it's been described to me, it's almost at the finish line, like very, very close. So it would be a major, major, major swerve at this point if he is ineligible. So again, I've been saying all along, ever since his name came out, that Memphis administration officials would not have gone to these lengths. And what I mean by that is like getting him to Memphis, getting him on the practice floor, getting him here. Yeah, like they wouldn't have gone to these lengths if they weren't very, very sure that he was eligible. So
did he look
besides
good?
All that, oh yeah, he looked really good. I mean, he's like, we all know this. He's going to be 25 in December. He is very much a grown man out there, playing basketball. He's been playing basketball, professional basketball for a long time, and that's evident. He's got really good feet. He's got really good touch, really good feel in and around the basket. And so, yeah, no, he's going to be a difference maker. He will be a starter and, very much in the running for, first team all conference. Like wow. He's that level of player, but, but he didn't steal the show necessarily. That was left to Luke Almodovar.
Really? Okay.
No, 100%. Like it wasn't even, it really wasn't even close. And that's not to say that nobody else stood out, because they did. There were others who stood out, but Luke stole the show. He was, by my count, he was 4 of 4 from 3. He would have been 5 for 5, but the shot that he took didn't beat the clock, but it did go in. So anyway, he was 4 for 4 from 3. He had another basket, like on a fast break, pretty much just a layup. And he was active defensively. He was, moving the ball. These sorts of things. He was high energy. He was good defensively. So yeah, he stole the show. But Jaden Reed looked really good. Like he's every bit as advertised. Fellow Jackson, the freshman from Memphis, looked really good. He hit a few shots. Jerry Dang hit a couple of shots, which I think is encouraging. Maxime Logie looked pretty good, I thought. Depending on how Penny wants to go, if he wants to go big in the starting lineup, I could see him and Popovic starting together, or I could see Maxime coming off the bench and playing, considerable minutes that way. But I thought overall, there were some warts, don't get me wrong. It is July, and Tyreek Weeks did some things. Well,
I'm glad you finally brought him up. He's the guy that was the leader of the Sun Belt in scoring last year.
Yeah.
And he's coming late in this conversation.
Yeah, he might have scored one basket, and I don't think he took more than 3 shots. So, I mean, it really is tough to sort of, to really gauge, to take too much away from 40 minutes in July.
Right.
Because, again, there's 15 guys.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, and so it wasn't like he was on the floor for all 40 of those minutes that we saw. Like, they're rotating guys in and giving guys breathers and things like that. And he did other stuff just because he didn't score much. He also, but he did do other things. He rebounded a little bit. He had a couple of assists based on what I saw, and did some other things. But it was at least a little bit of an eyebrow raiser that he didn't flash more, didn't flash as much as Luke Almodovar and Jaden Reed or Nemanja Popovic. So I thought Josh Holloway looked pretty good defensively, especially. Commanding the offense.
And he's the backup point guard, right?
Yeah, he'll be the backup point guard. But he's going to be an above average backup point guard, I will say. And he'll play some. I predict that he and Jaden Reed will play some together. And so, if for no other reason, defensive purposes, because they're both pretty good defenders.
You got me excited for sure. All right, last thing before we run out of time here. We've got 18 conference games, 14 non-conference. I know you've written about 11 of them, and they're really good. 3 missing. What do you think those 3 teams are going to be? And are they home games?
So, yeah, I suspect, I anticipate that all 3 of the remaining games will be home games. And I believe that 2 of them will be, of the low major variety.
When you say low major, give me examples.
Jackson State, Little Rock.
Okay.
For instance.
Okay.
For instance, those type of games.
Well, Little Rock's a little better than Jackson State.
But, no, I agree. But that sort of thing. So, and then the third one, I fully anticipate is, I've been told that, Memphis is working on a home game. Don't know if I assume it'll be a home and home deal, but, the first game will be this upcoming season at FedEx Forum against the Power 4 opponent.
Well, that'll be great. So that'll be another good game for home because you need those. And it's not going to be Ole Miss because they flashed their schedule already, so I don't know who it'll be. But I look forward to seeing that one. That you've got me intrigued about that, so we'll stay tuned and we'll talk about it maybe next week.
All right, I look forward to it.
Thank you, my friend, as always. We appreciate it. That is Jason Munz, the great commercial appeal Tiger basketball beat writer. That does it for us. I'm going to miss tomorrow because of the colonoscopy. Make sure you get yours checked out, especially if you're over 45. I have to correct myself. Darian Newsom will take over tomorrow. I'll see you on Thursday. Don't go anywhere because Johnny Radio's next.